Have you ever pondered over the question, what makes an act an intentional tort? Well, let's delve into the intriguing world of intentional torts and unravel this legal mystery together. An intentional tort is a civil wrong that occurs when an individual intentionally engages in actions that effectively cause injury or damage to another. For instance, in the case of Masters v. Becker, it was established that the plaintiff was required to prove that the defendant intended the act that resulted in injury. The defendant must have intended to cause harm, and specifically, the harm that the plaintiff suffered. However, not all contact or harm results in an intentional tort. In Shaw v. Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corp, it was ruled that accidental contact does not constitute a battery. This is because if an accident occurs, the actor would not have intended to invade the other's interest. Furthermore, in Bennight v. Western Auto Supply Company, it was clarified that the intent to cause particular consequences is not limited to those consequences which the actor desires. It includes those which the actor knows are certain or substantially certain to result from his act. In order to establish a prima facie case for almost all intentional torts, the plaintiff generally must prove three crucial elements. Firstly, there must be a voluntary act by the defendant. This means that the act that gives rise to the defendant's liability should be based on a volitional bodily movement. Secondly, there must be intent. According to Restatement 2nd of Torts, Section 8a, intent requires that the actor desires to cause consequences of his act, or that he believes that the consequences are substantially certain to result from it. This can be further divided into desire or specific intent and substantial certainty or general intent. Lastly, there must be causation. The defendant's act, or something set in motion by the defendant's act, must be the legal cause of the result giving rise to liability. This is generally satisfied when the conduct of the defendant is a substantial factor in bringing about the harm. To sum up, intentional torts revolve around three key elements: a voluntary act, intent, and causation. These elements, derived from real-life court cases, form the backbone of understanding intentional torts. They provide a framework for determining when an act crosses the line from an unfortunate incident to a legally actionable harm. So, whether you're navigating the intricacies of the legal world or simply curious about the laws that govern our society, remember these principles when considering the concept of intentional torts.